Imagine this. The lights are blazing hot inside the opulent Atlanta event space. Cameras rolling from every angle, capturing what was supposed to be just another glamorous night on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. The music pulses, champagne flows, and the cast struts in their designer threads, flashing million-dollar smiles for the gram. But beneath the glamour, tension has been simmering for weeks. Petty shade, thrown in cryptic Instagram stories, and whispered side-eyes that could cut glass. Then, in a heartbeat, everything explodes. 1 second, Jasmine is holding court near the bar, laughing a little too loudly, tossing her hair, acting like she owns the room and everyone in it. The next second, bam, Spice, the fiery queen of dancehall herself, charges across the floor like a hurricane in heels. No warning, no words at first, just pure unfiltered rage. She lunges, hands flying, and before security can even blink, Spice has Jasmine pinned against a velvet bank. Fists connect, hair pulls, screams pierce the air louder than any beat drop. You think you can come for me and walk away? Spice roars, her Jamaican accent thick with fury. Jasmine fights back wildly, clawing, kicking, yelling, get off me, Spice, you're crazy. The whole cast freezes in shock. Rashida gasps, hand over her mouth. Kirk Frost's eyes go wide as saucers. Shakina tries to jump in but gets yanked back by someone, maybe even Spice herself in the chaos. Tables flip, drinks spill, phones come out everywhere as producers scramble, yelling cut, cut. But the cameras keep rolling because this is television gold. Fans watching live from their couches lose their minds. Twitter, Iggs explodes in real time. Spice just jumped Jasmine WTF, hashtag LHHATL. Jasmine finally got what was coming. This is the wildest fight since Scrappy vs. Stevie. Notifications flood in by the thousands. The clip goes viral before the episode even finishes airing. Blogs crash. TMZ drops breaking news alerts. And the internet. The internet picks sides faster than you can say messy. But here's where it gets even crazier. This wasn't just a random blow-up. This was months of built-up betrayal, jealousy, and straight-up disrespect boiling over. Whispers about stolen opportunities, shady side conversations with producers, and yes, allegations that Jasmine crossed lines she never should have touched. Personal lines, family lines, and Spice. Spice doesn't play when it comes to loyalty. Was it premeditated? Did Spice plan to confront her that night? Or did one wrong look, one snide comment, one smug grin finally make the dam break? And what did Jasmine say right before the fists flew that sent Spice over the edge? Hold on tight, because what you're about to hear is the full, unfiltered, jaw-dropping breakdown of the most explosive moment in Love and Hip Hop Atlanta history. Spice jumped Jasmine during the show and the aftermath is still shaking the entire cast to its core. You won't believe what really went down behind the scenes. The secret texts, the private DMs, the tears in the makeup chair, the emergency cast meetings. Stick around, because we're diving deep into every twist, every scream, every betrayal that led to that unforgettable night. This is more than drama, this is war. And trust me, nobody's walking away unscathed. The chaos from that initial charge didn't just fade into the background like some minor scuffle, no. This was the spark that ignited a full-blown inferno on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. As Spice's hands connected with Jasmine's face for the first time, the entire room seemed to tilt. Jasmine stumbled back against the banquette, her champagne flute shattering on the marble floor, sending shards and bubbly everywhere. She wasn't going down easy though. Jasmine immediately swung back, catching Spice across the jaw with a wild right hook that made the dancehall queen's head snap sideways. "You don't touch me like that," Jasmine screamed, voice cracking with a mix of fear and fury. Spice didn't even flinch. She grabbed a fistful of Jasmine's freshly installed frontal and yanked hard, pulling Jasmine forward into another flurry of slaps and scratches. Security finally rushed in, but they were too late to stop the first 30 seconds of pure pandemonium. Rashida, standing just a few feet away with her phone, already recording, dropped it in shock. Oh my god, stop it, y'all are what?" she yelled, but her voice got lost in the screams. Kirk Frost tried to play peacemaker, stepping between them with his arms out like he was breaking up toddlers. "Ayo, chill, this ain't that serious." But Spice shoved him aside like he weighed nothing. "Move, Kirk, this heifer been running her mouth too long." Fans watching the live stream on the VH1 app were losing their minds in the comments. Messages flew across the screen faster than anyone could read. Spice said, "Not today. Jasmine deserved that fade. This better not get edited out." Back in the thick of it, Jasmine managed to get one good knee up into Spice's midsection, making the Jamaican artist double over for a split second. That was all Jasmine needed. She pushed off the banquette and tackled Spice to the ground, both women rolling across the floor in a tangle of weave, acrylics, and designer fabric. Tables were knocked over, centerpieces crashed, and a whole tray of hors d'oeuvres went flying like confetti. Shekinah, Jasmine's ride or die, finally broke free from the grip of a producer and dove in, trying to pull Spice off. "Get off my girl, Spice! Back up!" But Spice was in beast mode. She elbowed Shekinah in the chest, sending her stumbling backward into Mimi, who screamed like she'd been shot. "Don't touch me, y'all all in on this mess." The cameras never stopped rolling. Every angle caught at the wide shot of the entire brawl. The close-up on Spice's snarling face, the POV from Jasmine's fallen phone, showing nothing but legs in chaos. Producers were yelling into headsets, keep rolling, this is history." One assistant tried to hit the emergency stop on the main feed, but someone higher up overruled it. They knew exactly what they had. This wasn't just a fight. This was the moment Love and Hip Hop would be remembered for years. As security finally pried the two women apart, Spice was still swinging, her nails leaving red streaks across Jasmine's cheek. Jasmine's lip was split, blood trickling down her chin, mixing with mascara tears. She pointed a shaky finger at Spice. "You gonna pay for this? You just assaulted me on national television." Spice laughed, a deep guttural sound that sent chills through everyone watching. "Assault? Baby, that was a friendly conversation. You been talking reckless about my family, my career, my everything. Now you feel how it feels." They were dragged to opposite sides of the room. Jasmine collapsed onto a couch, surrounded by Shekinah and a couple of makeup artists dabbing at her face with napkins. Spice paced like a caged lioness, breathing heavy, eyes locked on Jasmine the whole time. Rashida finally made her way over to Spice, trying to calm her down. "Spice, what the hell just happened? Talk to me." Spice wiped sweat from her forehead. She crossed every line. "Rashida, every single one. I gave her chances. I let the little comments slide. But tonight, she said something she can't take back." And that's when the real story started leaking out in whispers among the cast. It wasn't just random beef. This had roots that went deep, months deep. It started back in the early episodes when Jasmine first joined the cast. She came in hot, confident, ready to make her mark. But from day one, she seemed to have it out for Spice. Subtle at first side-eye in group scenes. Shady confessionals where she'd call Spice overrated and past her prime. Spice laughed it off on camera, but behind the scenes, it stung. Spice had clawed her way from Kingston streets to international stages. She didn't play about her legacy. Then came the real betrayal. Producers had been teasing a major collaboration, a dancehall and trap fusion track featuring Spice and one of the newer rappers on the show. Jasmine overheard the pitch in a meeting she wasn't supposed to be in. Instead of staying quiet, she ran straight to the label execs with her own version of the song, pitching herself as the feature instead. She claimed Spice was difficult to work with and that she could bring more mainstream appeal. The collab fell through for Spice. She lost out on a six-figure advance and a major placement on a summer playlist. When Spice confronted Jasmine about it privately, Jasmine smirked and said, "Business is business, sis. You snooze, you lose." Spice let it simmer. She didn't want to give Jasmine the satisfaction of seeing her hurt. But Jasmine didn't stop there. She started digging deeper, asking around about Spice's personal life. Her kids back in Jamaica, her rocky relationship with her baby father. Jasmine even slid into Spice's ex's DMs, fishing for dirt, screenshots of old arguments, anything she could use in a confessional to paint Spice as unstable. One night after filming, Jasmine posted a cryptic story, a photo of a broken crown emoji with the caption, "When the queen falls off her throne." The internet connected the dots immediately. Spice saw it and knew exactly who it was aimed at. The final straw came just hours before the party. In the green room, Jasmine was talking loud enough for everyone to hear. She was on speakerphone with a blogger friend, laughing. "Yeah, girl, Spice thinks she's untouchable, but I got receipts. Her baby daddy's still hitting my line, talking about how she ain't been the same since the fame." Messy, right? Spice, who had just walked in to grab her charger, froze in the doorway. The phone went silent. Jasmine turned, saw Spice, and tried to play it off. Jasmine turned, saw Spice, and tried to play it off. "Oh, hey Spice, didn't see you there?" But the damage was done. Spice's eyes narrowed. "You really talking about my child's father like that?" On speaker, "In my face," Jasmine shrugged. "If the shoe fits." That was it. Spice didn't say another word in the green room. She walked out, changed into her red bottom heels, the ones she saves for special occasions, and waited. She waited until the party was in full swing, until Jasmine was feeling herself. Laughing, drinking, thinking she'd won. Then Spice made her move. No warning, no confessionals to explain, just action. Now, as the two women sat on opposite ends of the room, breathing hard, the rest of the cast was in full damage control mode. Mimi was crying in the corner, saying she couldn't believe it went this far. Shakina was posting on her story already. Y'all see what just happened. Jasmine didn't deserve that. But the replies were brutal. Most fans were Team Spice. Jasmine been asking for it since episode 1. Spice protected her peace, the only way she knows how. Even some of the guys Lil Scrappy's cousin were nodding in approval. Sometimes you gotta show 'em hands, Scrappy muttered to the camera later. Producers finally called a wrap on the night. They separated everyone into different vans. No one allowed to talk to each other. Jasmine was whisked to urgent care for stitches on her lip. Spice refused medical attention, saying she was fine, but you could see the bruises forming on her knuckles. In the van, ride back to the hotel, Spice stared out the window, silent. Rashida sat next to her. You okay? Spice took a deep breath. Nah, but I will be. She needed to learn. Nobody disrespects my name, my blood, my grind. Nobody. The clip dropped online minutes after filming wrapped. By morning, it had over 20 million views. Blogs were calling it the fight of the decade. TMZ had paparazzi camped outside both women's hotels. Social media was a war on Team Jasmine versus Team Spice hashtags trending worldwide. But behind the viral moments, the real pain was just beginning. Because this fight, it wasn't the end. It was only the beginning of the fallout that would tear friendships apart, expose secrets, and maybe even end careers. The fallout hit like a tidal wave, crashing over the entire Love and Hip Hop Atlanta cast. By the time the vans pulled up to the hotel that night, word had already spread through the group chat like wildfire. Producers tried to lock it down, no talking to press, no posting, until the episode aired, but who were they kidding? Phones were buzzing non-stop. Jasmine's team had her on FaceTime with her lawyer before she even stepped out of the car. Document everything, the lawyer said, voice calm but firm. Photos of the injuries, names of witnesses, times. We might have a case here. Jasmine nodded, still dabbing at her swollen lip with a hotel towel. Mascara tracks dried on her cheeks. Shakina sat next to her, rubbing her back. You good? Boo. That was insane. Spice really lost it. Jasmine's eyes narrowed. She didn't lose it. She planned it. I saw the look in her eye when she walked up. That wasn't heat of the moment. That was calculated. Meanwhile, across the hall, in Spice's suite, the vibe was completely different. Spice had showered, changed into sweats, and was now sitting cross-legged on the bed scrolling through the comments under the viral clip. Rashida and Mimi were there too, passing a bottle of Hennessy back and forth. Girl, you went full warrior mode, Rashida said, half laughing, half concerned. Spice smirked but didn't look up from her phone. She'd been poking the bear for months. Tonight she poked too hard. Mimi shook her head. But Spice? On camera, in front of everybody, you know they gon' try to spin this against you. Spice finally looked up, eyes blazing. Let M spin. I got truth on my side. Jasmine, been moving foul, stealing my bag, token 'bout my kids, messin' with my ex. Enough is enough. The next morning brought the real storm. Blogs dropped article after article. Spice assaults Jasmine on LHH Atlanta set, video goes mega viral. Jasmine presses charges. Sources say yes. Team Spice or Team Jasmine. Twitter divided. The clip had hit 50 million views overnight. Every major outlet, Shade Room, The Breakfast Club, Ball Alert, even TMZ was running it on loop. Fans were in a frenzy. Team Spice flooded Jasmine's comments with Jamaican flag emojis and Run Me My Fade memes. Team Jasmine posted side-by-sides of Spice's past beefs, calling her unhinged and violent. One viral tweet read, Spice jumped Jasmine like she owed her money. But let's be real, Jasmine been shady since day one. #T. It racked up over 100,000 likes in hours. Back at the production office, emergency meetings were happening. The showrunner paced in front of a wall of monitors, replaying the fight from every angle. This is our highest rated moment ever, he said. But we gotta figure out how to frame it without getting sued into oblivion. Lawyers hovered, suggesting cuts, bleeps, maybe even a disclaimer. But the higher-ups at VH1 smelled ratings gold. Keep most of it in, one exec said. Blur the blood if you have to, but the drama stays. This is what people tune in for. The cast was called in for individual sit-downs that afternoon, what the producers called damage control confessionals. Jasmine went first. She walked in with dark sunglasses covering her black eye, lips still puffed. The camera rolled. I'm hurt. Physically, emotionally. Spice attacked me unprovoked. I was just minding my business, enjoying the night, and next thing I know she's swinging. I defended myself, but I never started it. I'm pressing charges. This isn't just reality TV beef, this is real-life assault. She paused for dramatic effect, tears welling. And the worst part, she dragged my name through the mud over lies. I never said anything about her kids. That's low, even for me. Spice's confessional came right after. She strolled in calm, almost regal, wearing a bright yellow tracksuit like she was unbothered. Y'all saw what y'all saw. I don't regret a thing. Jasmine been cumin for me since she stepped on set. She tried to take my collab, spread rumors about my personal life, disrespected my motherhood. Last night she crossed into territory you don't come back from. Talkin' about my baby father on speaker in my face. Nah. Some lines you don't cross. I gave her the hands she been beggin' for. Simple. She leaned forward, and if anybody got a problem with that, they can see me too. The rest of the cast was split down the middle. Rashida tried to stay neutral in her confessional. I love both of them. They both got fire. But this went too far. We're family on this show. Family don't do family like that. Kirk, ever the opportunist, grinned at the camera. Yo, that was better than any fight I ever had. Spice came with that energy. Respect. Shekinah was all the way Team Jasmine. My girl got jumped. Plain and simple. Spice is a bully. She knew Jasmine wasn't expecting it. That's cowardice. Scrappy, on the other hand, chuckled. Look, women fight different, but when it's real beef, sometimes words ain't enough. Jasmine been talking crazy. Spice shut it down. As the week dragged on, more tea started spilling. An anonymous source, everyone suspected it was a producer, leaked text messages to the Shade Room. Screenshots showed Jasmine bragging to a friend. Spice thinks she runnin' this show, but wait till she see what I got cookin'. Her spot is mine. Another thread had Jasmine messaging Spice's ex. Hey, just checkin' in. Heard things been rough. Wanna talk? The ex responded with laughing emoji. Fans ate it up. Jasmine really was moving like a snake. No wonder, Spice snapped. Spice posted her first statement on Instagram, a simple black square with white text. I protect what's mine, period. No apologies. She didn't tag Jasmine, didn't explain, just let the silence speak. Jasmine fired back with a carousel post, photos of her bruises, a hospital wristband, then a selfie looking fierce despite the injuries. Caption, they tried to dim my light, but God said not today. Healing but never folding. Hashtag survivor. The comments sections became battlegrounds. Death threats flew both ways. Security had to be posted outside their homes. Then came the twist nobody saw coming. 2 days after the fight, Jasmine's lawyer dropped papers, not just assault charges, but a restraining order. Spice couldn't come within 500 feet of her, couldn't post about her online, couldn't even be in the same room during filming unless cameras were rolling and security present. The internet exploded again. Jasmine playin' dirty now. Restraining order. Spice really scared her that bad. Spice responded with a single emoji on her story, a middle finger painted in Jamaican flag colors. Subtle, but loud. Filming resumed a week later, and the tension was suffocating. Separate call times, separate entrances, separate green rooms. When they finally had to be in the same space for a group scene, the air crackled. Jasmine walked in first, head high, flanked by Shekinah and security. Spice entered last, sunglasses on, smirking like she owned the place. They locked eyes across the room. Jasmine mouthed, "You done?" Spice just licked her lips and turned away. The producers had to cut 3 times because Jasmine kept glaring instead of delivering lines. "Can we get professional?" the director begged. Spice laughed. Professional went out the window when she disrespected my blood. Off-camera alliances shifted fast. Mimi, who had been close to both, started distancing herself from Jasmine. "I can't rock with somebody who plays with kids," she whispered to Rashida. Shekinah doubled down, posting throwbacks with kids. She whispered to Rashida. Shekinah doubled down, posting throwback photos with Jasmine captioned real ones, ride till the end. But even Shekinah's followers were turning, many calling her out for enabling Jasmine's shady behavior. The fan pages were ruthless, digging up old clips of Jasmine throwing shade at other women on the show. "She does this every season," one popular account posted. "New girl comes in, starts beef, gets humbled, rinse and repeat." Spice, meanwhile, was thriving in her own lane. Her streams spiked 30% after the fight. Old tracks charted again. She did a surprise EG live from the studio, previewing a new diss track snippet. "Somebody mad I took they shine. But baby, my light too bright, too dim." The beat dropped hard, and fans went wild in the comments. "Drop it, drop it." Jasmine saw it, of course. She responded with her own live, crying on camera. I'm tired of being the villain. I came here to build, not destroy. But some people can't handle competition. Her tears looked real, but the internet wasn't buying it. Crocodile tears. One comment read, liked by thousands. The producers, sensing blood in the water, scheduled a sit-down mediation episode. Cameras would roll as the cast forced Jasmine and Spice to hash it out. Both women agreed, but only if security stayed close. The stage was set for round 2, but this time with words instead of fists. Or, so everyone thought. Whispers started circulating that Jasmine had one more card up her sleeve. Alleged audio of Spice threatening her before the fight. Spice's camp denied it, calling it fake, but the rumor alone was enough to keep the pot boiling. As the mediation day approached, old friends turned into enemies, loyalties fractured, and the entire cast wondered if Love and Hip Hop Atlanta would survive this war. Because one thing was clear, Spice had drawn first blood, but Jasmine wasn't going down without taking bodies with her. The reunion was coming, and nobody knew who would still be standing when the dust settled. The mediation episode was billed as the moment everything would either explode again or finally find some kind of peace. But from the second the cast stepped onto that soundstage, it felt like walking into a powder keg with a lit match. Producers had set up 2 long couches facing each other like opposing war rooms. Jasmine and her allies on one side, Spice and hers on the other, neutral ground in the middle. A single chair for the host, who everyone knew was just there to stir the pot and keep the cameras rolling. Security stood at every exit, arms crossed, earpieces buzzing. No one was taking chances this time. Jasmine arrived first, makeup flawless, despite the fading bruise under her eye. Wearing all white like she was coming to a funeral. Hers or Spice's, take your pick. She sat down slow, legs crossed, chin up. Shekinah plopped right next to her, glaring across the empty space, like she was ready to jump if anyone breathed wrong. Mimi hesitated at the door, eyes darting between both sides. Then chose a spot closer to the middle, still not fully committing. Rashida walked in next, hugging Jasmine quick before taking a seat near the edge, trying to play peacemaker even though her face said she was exhausted by all of it. Spice made them wait 5 full minutes. When she finally strutted in, the room temperature dropped 10 degrees. Red leather jacket, gold chains, hair pulled back tight so you could see every line of determination on her face. She didn't acknowledge Jasmine at all, just locked eyes with the camera for a second. Gave a small nod like y'all ready for this. Then sat down directly opposite, knees wide, elbows on thighs, leaning forward like she was about to pounce again. The host cleared his throat. All right, we're live in 3, 2, the cameras rolled. Silence stretched so thick you could cut it. The host started soft, so we all saw what happened at the party. It was intense. Jasmine, let's start with you. How are you feeling now? Jasmine took a dramatic breath, touching her lip like it still hurt. I'm healing, physically, but emotionally, I'm scarred. I came on this show to show my journey, my music, my growth. Instead, I got ambushed, attacked, in front of everybody. Spice didn't just hit me, she tried to destroy me. And for what? Rumors. Jealousy. I never said anything about her kids. That's a lie she's pushing to play victim. Spice's laugh cut through the air like a knife, low at first, then louder. Victim, baby, please. You the one running to lawyers and crying on Liv. I gave you what you've been asking for since day 1. Actions got consequences. The host jumped in quick. Spice, walk us through your side. What pushed you to that point? Spice leaned back, arms crossed. Simple. Jasmine been moving like a snake in tall grass. First she stole my calib, went behind my back to the label, told M I was difficult, cost me real money. Then she started digging in my personal life, asking my ex questions, trying to get dirt. Then the green room, talking about my baby father on speaker, like it's tea, laughing, nah, my kid's off limits, always. She crossed that line, so I crossed the room, hands, face, done. Jasmine scoffed. You're delusional. I never mentioned your kids. You're just mad because I'm younger, hotter, and the fans are gravitating toward me. You saw your spotlight dimmin' and you snapped. Spice's eyes flashed. Younger, hotter, girl. Bye. You out here faking tears for sympathy while your PR team leaking bruises to blogs. Calculated. Just like everything you do. Shekinah couldn't hold it. Don't talk to her like that. You the one who jumped her like some street brawler. Classy. Spice turned her glare on Shekinah. And you the one always in her ear, hyping her up to come for me. Birds of a feather. Stay in your lane before I put you in one. Rashida raised both hands. Hold up. Y'all both got points, but this back and forth ain't helping. Can we talk about moving forward? We still gotta film. We still family, kinda. Kirk, who had been quiet till now, chuckled from the back row. Family. After that, nah. This look more like Survivor. Last one standing gets the crown. The host seized the moment. Jasmine, you filed a restraining order. Is that still in place? Jasmine nodded slow. Yes, and I'm not dropping it till I know I'm safe. She showed me who she is. I believe her. Spice sucked her teeth. Restraining order. Cute. You scared of me now? Good. Stay scared. But don't act like you innocent. Them text messages don't lie. You bragging to your little blogger friends about talkin' my spot. Receipts out here. Producers had the texts blown up on a screen behind them, blurred names, but clear enough. Jasmine's face tightened. Those were private. Out of context. I was venting about stealing my bag. Spice shot back. Ventin' about hittin' up my ex. That ain't that's plottin'. The argument escalated fast. Voices overlapped. Jasmine stood up at one point, pointing. You put hands on me. You could have talked. But no, you wanted to embarrass me. Spice stood too. Security edging closer. Talk, I tried talkin'. You smirked. You laughed. You kept going. So I showed you what talkin' looks like when words don't work. Mimi finally spoke. Voice shaking. I can't do this. I thought we were all here to build. But this toxic. Jasmine, you did poke the bear. Spice, you didn't have to go full beast. Both of y'all wrong. That hit. Jasmine's eyes welled again. Spice looked away for the first time, jaw tight. The host tried to steer some. Is there any path to forgiveness? Or is this the end for you two on the show? Long pause. Jasmine spoke first. I forgive, but I don't forget. I'll film my scenes. But I want distance. Real distance. Spice stared at her hard. Forgive. I don't need your forgiveness. I did what I had to. If producers want me back, I'm back. But don't expect me to play nice. You play dirty. You get dirty. The host wrapped it awkwardly. Well, there you have it. No hugs, no handshakes, just raw truth. We'll see how this plays out. Cameras cut. Everyone exhaled like they'd been holding breath for hours. Jasmine stormed off first. Shakina right behind. Spice lingered, talking low to Rashida. I ain't proud of how it went down. But I ain't sorry either. Backstage turned into mini chaos. Jasmine's team huddled, whispering about spin. We drop the hospital pics again tomorrow. Keep the victim narrative strong. Spice's phone buzzed nonstop. Her manager, saying streams were up another 20%. The people love the realness. He texted. She smiled small. Realness had a price. Though, the episode aired 2 weeks later. Ratings shattered records. The reunion special was already greenlit. Producers promising no holds barred, but whispers started that Jasmine was quietly shopping a tell-all interview with a major outlet, details about Spice's past, alleged threats, even claims the fight was staged for clout. Spice caught wind and laughed it off on live. Let her talk. Truth gone speak louder than lies. Friendships cracked deeper. Mimi stopped responding to Jasmine's texts. Rashida tried group therapy sessions off camera, but only Kirk showed up for the content. Shakina doubled down, posting daily support for Jasmine, but her likes were dropping. Fans were turning. Shakina ride or die, but she ridden for the wrong one. One viral thread read. Then the biggest twist dropped. A leaked voicemail surfaced, Jasmine leaving a message for a producer the night before the fight. Just make sure the cameras catch everything tomorrow. Spice gon' flip when she hear what I say. This gon' be iconic. The clip spread like cancer. Team Spice screamed setup. Jasmine's camp called it edited, fake, deep fake nonsense. But the damage was done. Even neutral fans started questioning. Wait, Jasmine planned to provoke her. Spice didn't post about it. She didn't have to. Her silence was deafening. And to provoke her. Spice didn't post about it. She didn't have to. Her silence was deafening.